Okay. So those who are asking in video assignment, like which question we need to do. So I will share about video assignment as well. So don't worry. So yeah, everyone, welcome to the next day as well. So let me start with the concept explainer. And before this, we have one activity, but I'm not going to share any kind of activity today because we don't have much time. As you all have joined little late, so I'm not going to share anything about activity. So have you heard the name before, everyone? Concept explainer? Everyone, please reply in the chat. Voice is not clear. Just a second. Now check, my voice is clear. Okay, fine. Yes, concept explainer assignment is a job giving assignment, right? If you want to take job, if you want to like join any tech company, then concept explainer assignment is going to help you 80%. 20% your coding knowledge, right? And 80% your this kind of assignment. If you will do this kind of assignment, it will help you to like place you in the good company, right? So let me make you understand how it is going to like help you, right? Not clear. What is it not clear? Sudha, am I audible, everyone? Please confirm. Okay. Prithvi saying one. What about the others? I just want to hear from everyone. Your voice is still cracking a bit. Okay. Now can you please check? Is it still lagging? Okay, fine. So concept explainer assignment, what does it mean? So let me make you understand. Why do we need concept explainer? It is all like it is one of the good question from all of you. So what is used to happen, like previously students were very good in their coding part, DSA part. They like almost used to solve any kind of problem in coding and DSA as well. But when people ask them like, tell me about this problem verbally, tell me like explain about this problem, like tell me what does it mean in coding. So at that time student most of the time like were not able to explain that point to the interviewer or to the third person. So therefore like there is no benefit of having that knowledge if you are not able to explain that knowledge to the someone else, right? Is it any benefit of having that knowledge if you are not able to explain? Tell me. Like most of the time in the interviewer 80% ask theoretical type of question, right? Are you agree on this? Are you agree on this? Are you guys agree on this? Please reply in the chat if you are agree. I'm only hearing from Vikas, Sudha, and what about the others? Okay, so guys, I just want to tell you one important point. Let's say if you are in the interview, but if you are very good in DSA and coding, but if somebody asks you, tell me about collection framework, tell me about object creation in Java. So if you know like how to create like how to implement this code, you know this thing, but you don't know like how to explain, like how you can explain easily to the interviewer, right? So that he can satisfy and he will say like you are the best fit for my company, right? So it means not like if you know like how to explain, but you need to be like very descriptive, you need to be like explain in such a way so that he can or she can understand in the very easily, right? So the main motto of this concept explainer assignment is to transfer your knowledge to the interviewer in such a way so that he can understand and he can hire you easily, right? So let me go ahead now. I hope now it is clear. So what is used to happen previously when there were no concept explainer? So due to the lack of confidence, like student, like they had lack of confidence, right? And they had lack of communication skill because they didn't like practice this kind of assignment before, right? And lack of practice as well. Like they were good in the coding and DSA implementation part, but they were lacking in explaining the concept to the third person just because of the practice. And the fourth part, lack of technical knowledge, right? That was the also part. You know like how to answer the question, but you don't know like how effectively you can answer that question technically. right? So that second person can easily understand you. So just because of these problem to help such kind of student, we announce this assignment, right? And this assignment, I'm going to tell you like what you guys need to do in this assignment. We will give you one topic, right? We will give you only one topic, right? And that topic will be from that part that you have already covered in your curriculum. So you need to record that video and prepare one doc. That video you are recording, in duration it will be of 5 minutes, and you need to prepare one doc file as well, right? So you need to take care about this DAVEX formula as well. It is very important, and DAVEX formula will remind it will like what does it mean? So D means definition, U means use cases, B means benefit, and X means extra information. So how you need to give the definition, like what you need to tell in the use cases, benefit, and extra information. Let me tell you by one example. So before going to one example, so how to work on the concept explainer assignment, what are the things you need to take care? Let me make you understand about that. So the first thing you need to take care about the definition, right? That in that definition, there may be some technical terms, right? There may be some technical terms, and definition must be shortcut. And you means some use cases scenario, some real life example. You can relate that thing to the real life example so that that person can easily understand that thing. And you can tell some benefit using this concept and some extra information if you want, right? So these are the this is the DAVEX formula on which you need to work while doing the concept explainer assignment. So let me tell you one example of object. Like everybody knows about objects. So in Java as well, in JavaScript as well. Like, so let me tell you about objects. So here is a definition. If I talk about the definition of object, so object is a data type that store the data in form of key value pair. It is technical terms. It also allows action to be performed on this data using the method, right? So this is technical definition, like, but it is not tough to understand. It is very easy to understand, right? And here the use cases scenario, some real life example, right? So, right. And if you talk about benefit, so unlike array, like object is different from array. So what is used to happen in array, we cannot get the value by key, but in object, you don't need to search information in the whole array. You need to fetch the required value simply from its key, right? So this is the benefit using object apart from like unlike array. And this is some extra information. So it means, guys, I think you are now getting the object is different from our Java object with right. So this is the example of object. So in this way, you need to write you need to prepare the doc in this way so that definition, use cases, benefit, and extra information. And while explaining, you need to take care about this thing as well, the DAVEX formula. So how to work on this assignment? Let me talk about this as well. So first thing, make sure the video background, it must be uncluttered or clear, right? It means like you can use your some video filter, or you can set in very good background, right? And the second point, make sure like whatever the dress you are wearing, right, that must be appropriate, that must be formal. And make sure like there must be no background noise and disturbance. And if I talk about the fourth point, make sure the lighting condition are also good so that you are visibly like your visual your face is clearly visible, like you can check it in the Zoom like when you will record. And the fifth point, if you are not able to record it, so you can take the help of a script in the beginning, right? So this is how you need to do the concept explainer assignment. So after submitting your Google Drive link where your doc and your video, right? Your solution video and your doc solution, both are there. You need to share the link. And after sharing the link, you need to compare, right? I will share you the one standard solution after the deadline. You need to compare with the standard solution, and you need to give the self rating to yourself, right? This is how you need to do your concept explainer assignment. So let me tell you one example so that it can make you more clear about concept explainer assignment. So there's a section 1. This section 1 will tell you like if you will not do concept explainer assignment, so what is going to happen, right? So this section 1 will tell you in this way. So let's say let me open it. So here, share my sound. So here Praveen is as a student and me as a interviewer, right? So as you can see, like this is without preparation, without any concept explainer assignment. He's very good in DSA coding, but he's lagging in concept explaining, right? So just like take a look little bit.
Hi Praveen, how are you doing? Yeah, hi sir, I am good. How are you? I'm great, Praveen. So Praveen, before starting, let me tell you something about me. My name is Anand Singh Yadav, and it has been almost 5 to 6 years working as a senior software developer at No Broker. And right now, I'm looking for a right fit for my team. So let's start it. So Praveen, first of all, I just want to know like something about you. So please tell me something about yourself. Yeah, my name is Praveen Nikam. I am from Nasik, Maharashtra, and I recently completed my full stack web development course from Masai School. Before that, I completed my graduation from Savitribai Phule Pune University in 2021 in mechanical engineering, and my major interest in playing chess. That is my all about. Okay, okay, great. Praveen, like I would like to ask one question, like. How many rating like you would you like to give to yourself in core Java? Three to four rating I will give. Okay. So let me ask one question from core Java. So do you know like what is polymorphism in Java? Yeah, polymorphism is poly means many and morphism means forms. So we can say that polymorphism is a many form. Suppose one method is there in Java class, so that method performs a different task, mean different behavior in a different situation. Suppose hello method is there, and that method argument is a string, and we pass the name as a string. So in that method we.
So guys, I will play the video till this time only. So can you tell me what is your analogies after watching this video? What is your analysis? Is this interview like is good according to like this scenario? Everyone, tell me like a little lack of confidence, clarity. Praveen, feel nervous. Okay, background. Others, please. Only three and four people replied in the chat. What about the others? It was good. Sonali saying. Okay, anyways, like let me tell you, let me give you the good example, right? After doing concept explainer, let's discuss about the good example. So these are the analogies like confidence was poor, communication was not that much good, technical knowledge that is like uncluttered, and hygiene factor you can see, right? So let's watch that video which has the like after doing the concept explainer assignment, what is the changes like going to happen. See in this video.
Hi Praveen, how are you doing? I am fine sir, how are you? I'm great, Praveen. Praveen, let me tell you something about me before starting. So my name is Anand Singh Yadav, and it has been almost 5 to 6 years working as a senior software developer at No Broker. And right now I'm looking for a right fit. So let's start it. Tell me something about yourself, Praveen. Yes, my name is Praveen Nikam. I am from Nasik, Maharashtra. I recently completed full stack web development course from Masai School. Before that, I completed my graduation from Savitribai Phule Pune University with an CGPA of 9.49 in year 2021. I living with the nuclear family with 4 members are in my family. My major interest in playing chess. That is all about me. Okay, great. Praveen, like how much rating would you like to give to yourself in core Java? I will give 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. That's quite good. Praveen, let me ask like some question in core Java only. So do you know like what is polymorphism in Java? Yes, polymorphism is very important feature.
Okay, anyways, can you please tell me like a little analogy after watching till this time this video? As you can see, like everything is now okay now. or I will share this PPT in the concept explainer assignment. You can check it there and you can find the difference. Like if you will be in this way, and definitely I would say like there's nobody is going to reject you in the interview, right? And I'm saying apart from this, just let me proceed. So analogies from this video, all the 4 parts were very nice, right? Very well. And after this, how to submit it? I have told you, you need to submit this doc file and submission like before the deadline. And after the deadline, I will share you one standard solution and a self-rating form. You need to fill that form, right? And right, this is very important. So there will be deadline for filling the form as well, right? And that's all. And tell me about few of you are asking about video assignment, how video assignment is different from concept action assignment. Let me tell you. So in video assignment, we are only able to give only one problem at a time, right? So what about the only one problem is not important in the Java. There are also some problem which are also important. So what we have done, we have designed video assignment so that rest of the problem which are also important at as per the point of view of interview. So we have like given those problem as a video assignment. So in video assignment, what you can do, you can take your 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you can share your screen, but while you're sharing the screen, whatever you are showing, that must be written live, right, in the video assignment. And the deadline for the video assignment is still end of the week, Saturday, end of like before ending of the day, you need to complete that assignment. And the third part, whatever the problem, whatever the question given in the video assignment, all are compulsory to do. You cannot like leave any like 1 and 2. You can do 1 and 2. That's over. You need to complete all the problems in the video assignment. It is very important if you will do it. And I'm sure in the first interview, you are going to impact the interviewer. That's all. Any doubt from your side? Any doubt from your side? Please reply in the chat. Yes, all 4 questions in one video. Like you can create. You like it is difficult to explain all 4-5 question in one video. You can prepare one video for one question. It will be like helpful for you. Video assignment question I'm saying Sudha, right? Video Sudhanshu, sorry, Sudha. That's all. Thank you everyone for hearing me, for giving me time. Like over to you, Kapil sir.
Yes. Very good morning, all. Very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Yeah, please do let me know. Both audio video signals okay? Without wasting time, we are already lagging by some 7-8 minutes. That's why. Okay. Yeah. So, see. Good morning. Recording is already on, I think. Yeah, recording is already on. So everyone, in the yesterday's class, we were having discussion about the important topic covariance and contravariance. After having the discussion about the covariance and contravariance, then we had discussion about functional interfaces. After having discussion about the functional interfaces, we were talking about the anonymous inner class. And while talking about the anonymous inner class, I told you one thing, that anonymous inner class can be used to provide implementation of a functional interface, or it can be used to provide implementation of a normal interface also. There is nothing special. Yesterday we have done the example that is available in front of your screen. First, we implemented an interface. The name of first, we defined an interface. Name of the interface is intr1. Then we were talking about the abstract method say hello. Then Boolean equals method is also available. The Boolean equals method belongs to the object class, and definitely in the functional interface, you can have any number of methods from the object class. It is not going to hurt functional interface. Void fun method is available. It's a default method. Fun2 method is available. It's a static method. @ functional interface annotation is available. and @functional interface annotation is used to make sure that the functional interface is or the interface is a functional interface, I think. Yeah. Second thing, when we were talking about the implementation of this interface, then yesterday initially using the class A, I provided you conventional implementation. But when we were talking about the problem with the conventional implementation, then I told you the problem is that actually a class you are creating to implement an interface, and that class is going to be used only for the one time. So this implementation is not incorrect, but this is giving you a sense that the implementation you wanted to use at multiple different places. It gives an apprehension. On the other hand, if you wanted to use an implementation only at a single place, then there is one better choice available, and the better choice is with the help of anonymous inner class. Yesterday, in the syntax of the anonymous inner class, first you need to mention the interface name, object name equal to new interface name. And after the interface name, within the curly brace open, curly brace close, you need to mention body of all abstract methods. Same example, intr1, intr equal to new intr1. Within the body of curly braces, we are writing body of the abstract method. This is an object of the interface that is pointing to object of this anonymous inner class. So definitely you can call all the methods. Any number of implementation that you wanted to write, you may write. So overall, everybody, main topic that are useful for today: what is functional interface and what is anonymous inner class, how to create anonymous inner class. This thing we have already discussed yesterday. This thing we have already did yesterday. So now we are going to proceed further, and today I will talk about the best approach to provide the body of functional interface, and the best approach is using the lambda expression. So first of all, I'm talking about agenda of today. In the agenda of today, we will discuss about lambda expressions. Apart from the lambda expression, then we will see, can we pass them to the method as a parameter? Can we return them, the lambda expression, from a method? Apart from that, then we will take one example of sorting also using lambda expression. And after that, we will talk about some inbuilt functional interfaces. The inbuilt functional interfaces refer to supplier, consumer, etc., etc. So, well, it will be good to write down agenda of today so that some clarity you will have in your mind. First of all, definitely we will discuss about lambda expressions. After discussing about the lambda expressions, LEMBDA, then definitely passing lambda expressions to a method and returning a value, or returning as value from method. This is the second thing. After completing this part, or returning from method will be good to write down. Third thing that we are going to discuss will be, we will take one example. For example, let's say that implementation of comparator using lambda expressions. Then we will talk about some inbuilt functional interfaces. Into the inbuilt functional interfaces, we will talk about first thing that is called predicate. After predicate, we will talk about consumer. Then there is one thing available called supplier. And after supplier, we will talk about functional interface. When I will talk to you about the consumer, then definitely at the same time, I will talk to you about by consumer also. Similarly, while talking about the function, I can talk to you about the by function also. List is not exhaustive. Some more inbuilt functional interfaces are there, but we will keep our discussion limited to 4. Then, if the time permits, then we will talk about the next very easy but important topic. That next easy topic is called actually method reference. This is what exactly we are having agenda for today. Okay. So without wasting time, I think it will be good to start, and it will be good to talk about the lambda expression. So once I need a huge noise, shall I proceed? That's good. That's good. So first of all, I'm talking about the very first topic, that is called lambda expressions. The lambda expressions are used to provide implementation of functional interfaces. Mind my word, The lambda expression is used to provide implementation of functional interfaces. This time only functional interface, not a normal interface. Not a normal interface. Okay. Second thing, if I'm talking about lambda expression, then the lambda expression is mainly all about functional programming. And about the functional programming, just one thing. Functional programming always says us the one thing, that please focus on what to do instead of focusing on how to do. In the J111, when we were talking about the object-oriented programming, so in the object-oriented programming, we are having a defined rule. You have to create a class. In the class, you have to create private methods. Then you have to create constructors. Then you have to create setter-getter method. So object-oriented, it says more about organizing the code. But when I'm talking about the functional programming, so functional programming says that you must complete your work. How you are going to complete your work, that is not important. This is what functional programming is saying. For the implementation of functional programming, one thing we have discussed is functional interface. Now for the implementation of functional interface, we will talk about lambda functions also. Now one thing, if I'm talking about the lambda function, so see, first of all, it will be good to talk about the syntax. If I'm talking about syntax, how to write lambda expression, see very carefully. First of all, everybody, we have to write down the parenthesis. Within the parenthesis, we have to mention parameter list. After mentioning the parameter list, then arrow operator. This arrow operator is also called lambda operator in some books. Curly braces open, curly braces close, semicolon. Within the opening and closing curly braces, you need to mention body of method. You need to mention body of method. Very first point that I'm asking you, can you see, in case of lambda expression, I do not have to write down method name, yes or no? Look at the signature very carefully. Look at line number 12, 13, 14 very carefully. I am asking a very simple question. Can you spot that there is no return type? There is no method name mentioned here, yes or no? Yes, it is. Only the thing that we have to mention is going to be the parameter list. Now the thing arises that, sir, this parameter list is from what? So I will say, please take a look at the point number 1. Definitely it is talking about the implementation of functional interface. How many methods are there in a functional interface? Only one. So definitely the parameter list will be from the same method. Now clear it is. Then after opening the curly braces and between the closing curly braces, you need to write down the body. So shall I switch to one example? It will give you more clarity. Better to take one example. Okay. So this time, once I'm removing this code, all these codes are already available into your Notion docs. So you can take the code from there. If I'm talking about the functional interface intr1, in the functional interface intr1, you can see there is only one abstract method available. The name of the abstract method is say hello. If I wanted to write down the implementation using lambda expression, then the very first thing we need to write down is parameter list. The very first thing that we need to write down is parameter list. Oh, it is hanged. Just a minute, I'm waiting. Oh, finally, it's working. First thing that we need to write down is going to be parameter name. After parameter name, then I need to mention arrow operator. And after mentioning the arrow operator, you can match the syntax here also. Then you need to open the curly brace open, curly brace close, semicolon. Within the opening and closing curly braces, now I am writing system dot out dot. What happened? Why STS is so slow? I have restarted it. Still it is slow. Yeah, I'm writing system dot out dot println hello plus then I am writing name. Everything is matching, but there is compile time error. Why there is compile time error? Let me explain you. First of all, take a look at the error message. The error message is saying that the left hand side of an assignment must be a variable. The left hand side of the assignment must be a variable. So let me complete the syntax. The syntax is going to be, I have to mention interface name. After interface name, then I need to write down object name, and then I have to perform the assignment. Again coming back, again coming back. Here you can see one thing. If I'm talking about the first case, what is the name of the interface? Name of the interface is INTR. Why it is working slow? It is INTR. Then I'm writing INTR equal to something. So please take a look. Now there is no compile time error. Now there is no compile time error. If I'm talking about this portion only, then definitely you will say that, sir, the highlighted portion is actually implementation of say hello method. The highlighted portion is actually implementation of say hello method. How it comes to know it is implementation of say hello method? Then you will see, sir, take a look at the left hand side. On the left hand side, we have written intr1. That is name of the reference variable. Then intr is object name. Yes, it is. Because we are writing implementation using lambda expression, so definitely the lambda expression is always providing body of one method. And when it is providing body of one method, so definitely it will take parameter list from abstract method and then arrow operator. After arrow operator, you can see that between the pair of curly braces, directly I am writing body of method. Can you match both? Any issue in that? What is the syntax of lambda expression is? Clear it is? Now, next thing come to, sir, how we will call the say hello method. Then I will say calling the say hello method is 100% same. If you wanted to call the say hello method, then definitely to call the say hello method, intr dot, again you need to call the say hello method. So for example, let's say first name that I am writing is Rohan. Again, I wanted to call, let's say next name that I'm writing is Mudit. Code is completed. Alt Shift X J, and it is taking slightly longer, but you can see the output. The output here is hello Rohan, hello Mudit. So can you see this is the third way of writing the implementation of an interface. So this is the first simple thing that I have taken. Can you call the equals method? Then you know it very well. That's an implementation of equals method is already available. So no need to provide any body. Similarly, if we are talking about, let's say that static method, then definitely static method can also be called. If we are talking about the default method, then default method can also be called. This is one extremely simple example that I have taken for you. Shall I write down more example for your clarity? Yes or no? One example is written. Shall I write down more example? Yes, it is. Definitely, it's demanded. Now, while writing some more examples, I will talk to you about some more pointers, but initially let me take one more case. Into this one more case, for example, let's say I'm talking about one interface. Name of the interface, for example, let's say I am writing change case of string. This is simple interface name. In this interface name, then I'm talking about one method. The name of the method that I'm writing is change case, and whatever name you are providing, its case will be changed. Take a look at line number 22, 23, 24. Can I say this is a functional interface? Yes or no? Perfect it is. Okay. So if I wanted to write down the implementation of change case, then the very first thing that I need to take is the parameter. The very first thing that I need to take is the parameter. So, okay, sir, this parameter is taken, but definitely, first of all, don't you think that it will be good to write down the interface name, and after the interface name, then we have to mention, after the interface name, then we have to mention name of the object. So you can see that interface name is what I have mentioned. STS, what happened to you? Well, everyone, just after completing this code, I will restart it because otherwise, change case CCS equal to string name, string name, arrow operator. After the arrow operator, see, implementation can be any. Maybe I wanted to convert the name into uppercase. Maybe I wanted to convert the name into the lowercase, so on, so on, so on. So in this condition, for example, simple, see, this is a name is a parameter available. And within the parameter name, I'm writing one very simple stuff. This is going to be name dot to uppercase. And so whatever be the name available, definitely the name will be converted into the uppercase letter. Comfortable with the implementation? How I have written? Just one more example, nothing special. Okay, that's good. Now, I would love to add some more additional pointers regarding the same. I would love to add some additional points regarding the implementation using lambda expression. The very first thing that I wanted to say you here is, if the lambda function has only a single parameter, then definitely no need to write the same in parenthesis. But if number of parameter is 0 or more than 1, if number of parameter is 0 or more than 1, then definitely use of parenthesis is compulsory. Use of parenthesis is compulsory. According to this rule, what I'm saying you, if the lambda function has only a single parameter, then no need to write down the same within the parenthesis. But if the number of parameter is 0 or more, then definitely use of parenthesis is compulsory. Second rule I'm telling you, writing data type for parameter is not compulsory. Writing data type for parameter is not compulsory. So if I'm applying both the rules together, so while applying both the rules together, please take a look. Line number 38, there is no compile time error. In the additional point, the first point is that if the lambda function has only a single parameter, then no need to write down the same within parenthesis. But if the number of parameter is 0 or more than 1, then you have to use parenthesis. So lump sum is that only if there is a single parameter, then no need to use parenthesis. And you can see there is no compile time error, means rule that is written in the line number 17 is justified. Let us come to line number 18. Let us come to line number 18. Writing data type for parameter is not compulsory. As you can see that for the name, I have not written any parameter type, any data type, so there is no problem. If I'm talking about the rule that is written in the line number 18, that is writing data type for parameter is not compulsory, this is applicable for any number of parameters. This is applicable for any number of parameters. Getting my point? Good. Third thing is also available. Third thing is also available. If method body is of a single statement only, then again use of curly braces is not compulsory, or you can say that it is not compulsory. Okay, one more thing. Second one, if the method body is of single statement with return keyword, then use of curly braces and return keyword, this is again not mandatory. So take a look. You all have come from some JavaScript background. In the JavaScript, I think you have come across higher order functions. And this is somewhat you will find similar. In Java. Yes. Arrow functions, higher order functions, lot of names are there. In Java, it is lambda functions. So take a look at the rule number 3 and rule number 4. Actually, the thing is that I'm using return keyword also. And if I'm talking about total number of statements, then the total number of statements is only 1. When total number of statement is only 1, then in this condition, you can omit curly braces. Omit it. Even you can omit return keyword also, no problem. Saving this code. Can you see line number 38? There is no compile time error. Code is perfectly okay. And I have written implementation of a functional interface just into the one line. So don't you find this is something very easier than using the implements keyword? or using the anonymous inner class? Yes or no? Very less code you need to write down. So if you are going to use implements keyword, then you have to create a separate class. After creating a separate class, then you need to write down method signature, then you need to write down method body, then two closing curly braces. Means even for a single task, you need to write down 7 to 8 lines of code. Second number option, even if you are using anonymous inner class, then in case of anonymous inner class also, interface name, object name equal to new interface name, pair of parentheses, curly braces open, method signature, curly bracket open, body of the method, then curly bracket close, then semicolon. So again, you have to write down some 6-7 lines of code. So if you wanted to use any functional interface, then definitely if you wanted to use the same locally, then Lambda function is the best choice, because it helps to write down very small code. It helps to write down very predictable code. It helps to write down very clean code. That is something very, very easy to test. Getting my point or not? Agree, everybody? Yes, it is. So this is what actually power of Lambda expression is. They says that in the object oriented, you may need to write down a lot of extra amount of code that is somewhat confusing, somewhat difficult to maintain. So what is the best solution available? The best solution available is go for the Lambda function. So again, for the CCS, for example, let's say I'm talking about method change case. Into the change case, for example, let's say I'm passing the name. The name that I'm passing is Rahul, and you can see it is going to return some value. Because it is going to return some value, so I am writing here system.out.println and printing the value here. Similarly, I am calling for the next time, and here I'm passing the next name. For example, let's say that the next name I'm passing some Karthik. The next name that I'm passing is some Karthik. Alt Shift X J. Output, please come. Output, please come. Yeah. So can you see the last two output? Whatever name you are passing into the small case, the same thing has been converted into the uppercase letter very, very easily. So this is one example available. From the two things, how to write down syntax of the Lambda expression and what is the things that are compulsory, that are not compulsory. I hope this is now clear to you. Yes or no? Lambda expression is not a tough topic. It is new topic, but it's a very easy topic actually. Okay, so two things we have done, how to write down the Lambda expression, etc., etc. Now some more pointers are there. Once, shall I show you one more example in which I should apply this Lambda expression on user-defined data type? Because so far we are applying on objects or some string object or some primitive type. So it will be good for you. Okay. So let me this time maximize. Once everyone, I would love to restart my STS because it is actually behaving very badly or very poorly. I don't know what happened to it. Let us start it again, then we will see. Actually, what I'm going to do into the next exercise, simple thing. I will create a list of students and I will try to sort the list of students using Lambda functions. So I hope this time STS will work better. So coming to block number 25, into the block number 25. Okay, let me create one class. Name of the class that I'm writing is student, and in the student class. Still slow. Still it is very slow. Well, the student class is there. Into the student class, let me create some variables. For example, let's say one variable I'm creating is private integer roll number. Next thing that I'm creating is, let's say it's private string name. Then I'm talking about, let's say that it is private double marks. This is one thing that actually I am doing. If I wanted to generate the constructor, then you know there is direct option available to generate constructor from the field. So directly you need to do right click, there is option available, and from the option you have to select the number of fields. Something is running in background. Nothing is running in the background. I have restarted the system before the class. I have actually restarted the system before the class, but I don't know why today it is behaving so miserably. Overheat is not a problem. It's very cool. I have checked it multiple times. It's very cool now. Well, so talking about the generating the getter and setter method. A minute. Mainly the thing that I need is no, Windows is not updating, auto update is off. Okay. If required, then I will again restart my system or into the task manager. I will check also if there is something wrong. Okay. It is already with me. Okay. If you wanted to override the toString method, then definitely you can override the toString method also. So a student class is created. It's a kind of bean class. Yes. Normally you will find that I will always create the bean class. So this class is created. What is going on? Language server. Just a minute. Let me check why these tasks are there. Restart it again. No, after restarting, it happens. One second. Not responding. Now better. Hope it will work better now. Creating a new class. Anand, please take over for 2 minutes. I have to restart my system. Otherwise, I will change my system. I am having backup system also. Anand, are you there? Once everybody, I'm rejoining in a moment because I don't know why this is something working so slow. Because there is no logic of actually moving so slow. It is not something my speed is. Once I'm leaving the meeting, I will restart the system and join again.
Hi everyone. There's a network problem from couples aside, so he left the session in between. Anyways, like till this point, everything is clear. Any doubt we want to ask in between till he is joining? Am I audible? Everyone, can you please reply in the chat if I'm audible? Yeah. Please like quite active in the chat, because of like if you will be active in the chat, then only I will able to know like you are replying on my answer. Yeah, so there may be some problem in STS, so he left it and I think restart the computer. Anyways, any question till this point? In between, I just want to discuss one important point, guys, with you. So please, let's say if some of you get 3 marks, okay, in the evaluation. Let's assume one situation. Like any one of you, let me take the example of, let me take one name from you, Nabeen. If I give you 3 marks to the Nabeen, and if I don't tell you why I have given you 3 marks, I don't have any descriptive comment on this, then Naveen will able to know like why he has like given 3 marks in the evaluation. Tell me in the chat. No? What about the others? What about the others? Only 2 people know. Exactly. He will be clueless. Yeah. What about the others? What do you think on this? If I don't give you any descriptive comment, if I don't give you any documented comment like why he has taken 3 marks, what was the reason, where he made the mistake? Yes, exactly. In the same way, Kamal, that's what I'm asking everyone. Similarly, whenever you are filling the form, feedback form, right? Whenever you are going for the quiz, I'm requesting all of you to please give us the descriptive comment. If you are asking like pace is fast, so you can also describe there like in the session, the whole session was like in the fast pace, or you can say some like particular period of the session was quite in the pace fast. Evaluation won't be happen on OJ, it will be there on your STS. You need to like, do you know like how to submit your assignment? Everyone? Yes, right. So there will be GitHub. You need to share the link of the GitHub, right? And yeah, that's great. So guys, are you getting like, please give us the specific comment. Let me stop this.
That's good. Yeah. So let me create a Java project, and this is new laptop, so I have to create a project. I'm writing block number 25, SB101, block number 25, clicking on next and finish, whatever it is. Finish. Okay. Here I am, and SRC. Within the SRC control N, I have to create once a package. Name of the package is com.masai school dot let's say that this is aspirant 01. Okay, so I was talking to you about the example of sorting student record. So for sorting of the student record, first of all, I'm creating a class, and name of class that I'm writing is student. Without wasting time, into the student class, I'm going to take just 3 variables. The very first variable that I want to take is roll number. Second variable that I wanted to take is going to be name, and the third variable that I wanted to take is going to be marks. So for example, let's say I'm talking about private integer roll number, then I'm talking about private string name, and thereafter I'm talking about private, let's say that double, and here I'm talking about marks. Okay, 3 things I have done. So if I wanted to generate the constructor for them, then you can see that there is an option available to generate constructor using field, selecting all and clicking on generate. So constructor is generated. Similar to the constructor, I wanted to generate the getter and setter method also. So you know that how to generate the getter setter method. Finally, it's all about generating the toString method. One part is done. So simple. student class is there. In the student class, 3 variables are there. And after the 3 variables, constructor and getter setter method is available there. Next thing. Next thing. Pressing Control N, going to create one more class, and name of the class that I'm writing is sort student using lambda. This is what actually class name I am giving. First of all, talking about the main method. Into the main method, I wanted to create a list of student. Then I'm giving the name student list equal to new, and then we are talking about the array list. Okay. Definitely import statement is required. Array list is also imported, student list is also there. So I'm writing student s1 equal to new student. First thing I'm talking about roll number is 1. Name, let's say I'm writing some ABC. Marks we can give out of 100. So out of 100, let's say I'm giving the marks, this is going to be 56.56. Then talking about next student S2. Name, for example, let's say I'm writing BC and D. Percentage we are writing 65.65. Similarly, moving, creating the third one, student S3, roll number is 3. Name I'm writing CDE. Percentage we are writing 45.45. Then again, moving further, we are talking about next student. This is S4, new student, roll number 4. Name I'm writing DEF, and percentage, for example, I'm writing it's going to be 52.25. 4 students are there. Finally, I'm creating data of one more student S5 and giving the name, let's say EFG. Percentage I'm writing 57.89. If I wanted to add all together into the list, then definitely there is a collections class available, and within the collections class there is a method available, that is add all method. Into the add all method, the first parameter is going to be student list. The second parameter is going to be S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. This is what exactly parameter we are having. Now next point. See, if I wanted to write down, or if I wanted to sort the data, let's say into the ascending order of marks or into the descending order of marks. So far, we have come across one common solution. What exactly this one common solution is? We used to create a class. The class is implementing comparator interface such that the comparator interface is working for student. You have done this multiple times in JA111. Can I expect this? Yes. So you are creating a class that implements comparator. Within the angle bracket, you need to write down student, and within the body of this class, you need to provide definition of public int compare method. And if I'm talking about the public int compare method, then we know it very well. If let's say two object S1 and S2 are there, if S1 is more than S2, then definitely we are going to have positive value. If S1 is less than S2, then we are going to have negative value. If S1 and S2, they are having same, then the result is going to be 0. Everybody comfortable with this? Yes, simple logic. So now I wanted to write down the same implementation using lambda function. If I wanted to write down same implementation using lambda function, then see, first of all, I need to mention name of the interface. The interface is going to be applicable on student. Then I'm writing here comparator equal to the very first thing. In case of lambda expression, first I need to mention parameters. Whenever I'm mentioning parameters, then there is no need to mention data type. But as you can see, this time number of parameter is more than 1. And when number of parameter is more than 1, then it is good to write down them within the parenthesis. Yes or no? First pointer clear? That's good. Thereafter, this arrow operator. The arrow operator is termed as the lambda operator. Then curly brace open, curly brace close, semicolon. And here I need to write down body of the method. Because I wanted to sort only on the behalf of name, only on the behalf of marks. So to sort them only on the behalf of marks, I am writing s1 dot get marks. The next thing we are writing is s2 dot get marks. And definitely, if the value of, what happened? Now better, okay. So what exactly the thing is there? As you can see, if s1 dot marks is more than s2 dot marks, then in this condition, definitely it will be good to return 1. Else if, into the else if I am writing if s1 dot get marks is less than s2 dot get marks. In this condition, definitely it will be good to write down return -1. And if everything is okay, then in this condition, better to write down return 0. So everyone agree with the implementation? Oh, S1 and S2 are already used. So let me use the name ST1 and ST2. But actually the thing is that I have to make changes here also. It's going to be S21, ST2, ST1 and ST2. So please check the implementation. I have written the implementation using lambda expression. I hope this is clear for all. Now next point. One scholar is asking, sir, why you did not perform downcasting? So simple logic. While writing comparator, I have already mentioned the data type here. I have specified a bounded parameter. If type parameter is already specified here, then do I need to perform downcasting? My dear scholar, a lot of doubt I am getting. That clearly shows that in the J111 Sprint 4, something is not okay. Well, so this implementation is written here. Now, you know it very well, there is method available. The name of the method is called collection.sort method. Into the collections.sort method, the very first parameter you need to pass is the list that you wanted to sort, and second parameter that you need to pass is the comparator criteria. So you can see that comparator criteria I have specified here. Now my list is completely sorted. So if I wanted to print the data of the list, then definitely I can use the for each loop here. So if I wanted to use the for each loop here, then you can see one thing I am writing here student colon student list, and then I'm writing here that is system.out.println, and then this is turning student. So example is done. Once I'm summarizing what exactly we have done. Initially, one class is created, name of class is student. In the student class, roll number is there, name is there, marks is there, and then definitely getter setter constructor is there. Then a list of student is created. Within the list of student, 5 different students are added. After adding 5 different students, because I wanted to sort the student list in the ascending order of marks, so definitely I need to provide definition of comparator. And to provide the definition of the comparator, this time we are using lambda expression. In the lambda expression, see, first of all, if I'm talking about the comparator interface, then you can see into the comparator interface, there is only one abstract method available. The name of the abstract method is compare method. How many parameters this compare method is taking? 2. So definitely I need to write down the same 2 parameters here. Yes, it is. And because the number of parameter is more than 1, that's why use of parenthesis is compulsory. If I'm talking about the data type of parameter, then you know it very well that the data type of parameter is optional since the day 1. If you are writing, then it is okay. If you are not writing, still it is okay. So regarding the parameter part, I hope everybody is clear. Yes or no? That's great. After writing the parameter part, then you can see within the pair of parentheses. Within the pair of parentheses, we are writing the body. In the body, we are doing just a simple stuff. If st1.getMarks is more than st2.getMarks, then we are returning -1. Otherwise, we are returning +1. If st1.getMarks is less than st2.getMarks, then we are returning -1. And finally, we are returning return 0. If you wanted to write down the same method body just into the one line, then definitely you can write down the same body exactly within the one line also. And you need to write down somewhat like this. This is also okay, no problem. Comparator is written. After writing the comparator, then we are using collections.sort method. In the collections.sort method, the very first thing we are passing is the student list, and second parameter we are passing is the comparator object. After passing the comparator object, definitely collection.sort is going to work, and finally we are printing result. So let us try to see the output. If I'm talking about the output, then definitely by looking at the output, can you see that all the data is into the ascending order of marks? Yes, it is. Very simple example. That's good. That's good. So writing lambda expression is nothing difficult, just a very simple thing. And one more thing. Yesterday, when I was talking to you about the anonymous inner class, then I told you one point, that in a single file, if you are having, let's say, 5 different classes and interfaces, then number of dot class files generated will be 5. Remember that dot class file is generated separate for every interface and class. If your class is anonymous inner class, still dot class file will be generated, and the name of the dot class file will be outer class name dollar then sequence number. The sequence number is going to be 1 2 3 4 and so on. This thing is also clear to you. But everybody, if I'm talking about the lambda expression, then just take a look at the signature. This is the part of your lambda expression. By looking at this part, it is very reasonable to say that, sir, it is not a class body, but it is a method body. Take a look. Make sense? It is not a class body, but it's a method body. And definitely because it's a method body, so no dot class file will be generated for lambda expression. Make sense? No dot class file will be generated for lambda expression because it is not a class, it is not an interface, it is just a method body. I hope this point is clear to all. Yes or no? So this is the last thing that you should remember, that dot class file is never generated for a dot class file is never generated for a functional interface. This is the one more pointer that actually you should take care. Now, once I'm opening the PPT, yet most of the pointers we have covered, but still if anything is pending, then definitely we will discuss. So no, it was for day number 1. Just a minute. It was for day number 1. Let me open. Now this document is not there. So Alt F. If it is there. Yeah, everything is available in the example, Sakshi. Go to the Notion notes. The same example is already available. The same example is already available. Yeah. So I was talking to you about the lambda expression. Regarding the lambda expression, see, syntax is here. We do not need to write down, etc. The pointers are here. The first point, mentioning the data type is optional in the argument list, covered. Mentioning the parenthesis is optional if there is single parameter, covered. If there is single statement, then curly braces are optional, covered. Return keyword is optional if body of lambda expression is of a single statement, covered. Lambda expressions are treated as methods, so no dot class file is generated for them. So everything is done, everyone. All the pointers are covered. No problem. We are 100% on track. So one part is done. Finally, one more thing that I wanted to discuss with you. The point is that, see, it's very, you can say that common sense based thing that I wanted to tell you. Just take a look at the syntax. This is implementation of the comparator interface. This is actually implementation of the comparator interface, and the implementation of comparator interface I am assigning to an object. Yes or no? Implementation of this comparator interface I am assigning to a reference variable. The name of the reference variable is comparator. Yes, it is. And the same reference variable I am passing here. Yes, it is. So it is reasonable to say that, sir, if we are passing this entire code, let's say if we are passing this entire code in place of comparator, still there is no problem. The code will work 100% okay. Yes or no? Basic common sense kind of thing it is. Whether you are passing the implementation or you are passing the reference variable that is pointing to implementation, both things are same. Both things are same. You can see that output is also available. So on behalf of this, can I say that a lambda function can be passed as a parameter to a method also? Yes or no? Statement is a lambda expression can be passed as a parameter to a method also. Nothing special. Similarly, for example, let's say that if a method is returning you an object of interface, mind my words, if an method is returning you an object of functional interface. So in this condition, definitely we can return the lambda expression also, because lambda expression itself is nothing but it's an implementation of the functional interface. Shall I take one example? I think it will be good for clarity. Yes, it is. That's good. That's good. So I'm restoring this example. The same example is available into your Notion notes. Right now, the Notion notes are created by me. So you will find that your Notion notes and whatever I am teaching you in the class, they are same. Don't worry. Okay, I'm taking one more example. So creating one more class. The name of the class I am writing is passing, returning, functional interface demo. FI is for functional interface. Okay. So I'm creating one interface. The name of the interface I'm writing is, let's say it's the name is find full name. This interface is going to be a functional interface, and I'm talking about only one method. The name of the method that exactly I'm writing is public string get full name. And in case of full name, if I'm talking about the portions, then definitely first name is one portion available. Then similarly, definitely there can be middle name also, but middle name is again not compulsory for everyone. Last name is also available, and last name is again not compulsory for anyone, not compulsory. So writing the main method, and before the main method, I'm creating one example. Let's say static void one method is available. The name of the method is called name demo. Within the name demo, can you see that I am talking about this method? This method is expecting an object of class that implement find full name interface. Yes or no? This method is expecting object of a class that implement find full name interface. Yes or no? Getting or not? So simple, simple. I'm writing here that this method accept object of class that actually implements find full name interface. Okay, done this part, done this part. Here simple system.out.println. Let me take few cases. Into the few cases, for example, let's say that the full name of dummy name I'm writing Manish Kumar Singh is plus. So in the Manish Kumar Singh, if I'm talking about the first name is going to be Manish, second name is going to be Kumar, and third name is going to be Singh. So here actually it will be good to print that the name of the customer first is. And here using the if, definitely I can call get full name. Into the get full name, the first parameter is going to be Manish. The second parameter is going to be Kumar. Second parameter is going to be Singh. This is the case for first number. Okay, second number case. There is customer 2 available. So the name of the customer, for example, let's say I'm writing some Roshan. It does not have a middle name. And name, for example, let's say I'm writing it's Sharma. So in this case, the name should be printed as Roshan Sharma without middle name. Yes or no? Into the third case, if there is no first name and no last name, then in this condition, the name of customer 3 is Kritika only. It should be printed. Clear, everybody? Now I'm going to write down implementation of this method. To write down the implementation of this method, I am writing find full name ffn bracket open. How many parameters are there? So 3 parameters are there. First name, then we are talking about middle name. After the middle name, then we are talking about the last name. Arrow operator is there. Within the body, see, everybody is at least going to have first name. So definitely, can I assign first name directly to the full name? Yes, it is. Then second number point, if I'm talking about the middle name. So for the middle name, two conditions are there. The first condition is that middle name must not be null, as well as the length of the middle name must be more than 0. If this condition is true, then I need to do full name equal to full name plus space plus middle name. Make sense, everybody? Yes or no? Please check the logic. Giving you time, please check the logic. That's good. The same thing I can do for last name also. Yes, nothing special. Last name should not be equal to null. Last name's length should be more than 0. If everything is true, then finally we need to write down return full name. Is that clear? Okay, so implementation is provided. Now listen, if I wanted to call the name demo is a static method. Main method is a static method. So I think you remember the rule, static is static brother in the same class. One static member of a class can access another static member of the class without any object, without any class name, because they belong to same class. So listen, one way I'm calling the name demo method. Within the name demo method, I'm passing ffn. Let me try to run the code. Alt Shift X J. The name of the customer 1 is Manish Kumar Singh. The name of the customer 2 is Roshan Sharma. The name of the customer 3 is Kritika. Is that okay? Please check the implementation. Working perfect. Okay. Second thing, instead of passing ffn, what exactly I am doing? Cutting this code. Instead of ffn, I'm passing this parameter, and forget this ffn. We do not need this. We do not need this. No compile time error. Alt Shift X J. Same output is there. So it is verified that we can pass a lambda expression as a parameter instead of functional interface object also. Verified. Shall I take example of returning also? Yes, it is. That's good. What happened? Very less number of people are interested in class. Very less responses are there. I don't know there is any logic. Am I teaching any rocket science? Or I'm talking about some black hole concept. I'm talking about something that is. So be active on the chat, please. Be active on the chat. Right now, you are actually level 5. So on the level 5, I am not expecting that you are kids. I am continuously asking you, please be active on chat. You are 4-month experience in the terms of digital hygiene, digital communication. So please be active on chat. Please be active on chat. And see, your JA111 was already very crucial. SB101 is something that is going to be extremely crucial for you, because in SB201 you will realize that it's extremely important. Well, so one scholar is asking, can you repeat once? At last I will perform summarization. No problem. See everybody, I'm talking about one more interface. The name of interface I am writing is, let's say, loan eligible by age, or loan eligibility by age will be good to write down. So I'm talking about one method. The name of the method that I'm writing is Boolean, and here I'm writing verify age. Two parameters I'm taking. One parameter I'm taking is age, and one more parameter that I'm taking is loan tenure. One more parameter is loan tenure. See, in this case, name of interface is loan eligibility by check. How many methods are there? Only one abstract method is there. The name of the method is verify age. What is the return type? Return type is Boolean. How many parameter it is accepting? It is accepting 2 parameters. So overall, this is a functional interface which is containing only one abstract method. Going to next part, then we are writing here static. This time, the return type that I am writing is loan eligibility by age. And for example, let's say I'm writing name of the method that is check age. So this time, can I say one thing, that this is a kind of factory method, such that this method is going to return you an object of class that implement loan eligibility by age interface. Writing this line, this method will return an object of class that implements loan eligibility by age interface. Is that okay? Yes, it is, everybody. Now, so, okay, I'm going to write down the implementation slightly later. But first of all, let's say that I am calling the check age method here. When I'm calling the check age method here, then definitely this is going to give me an object somewhat like this. And using this object, I am calling the verify age method. Into the verify age method, first time I'm writing the age, that is 14 years, and loan tenure I'm writing, let's say it's 20 years. Loan tenure I'm writing, let's say it's 20 years. Second time, second time. Age I'm writing 13 years, 34 years, and 20 years. Fourth time, 55 years, loan tenure 20 years. So try to understand. We are calling the check age method. The check age method is expecting to return the object or return the implementation or return the object of class that implement loan eligibility by age. Once the object is available, then we are calling the verify age method also. Right now, everything is set up. Functional interface is created. We have created a method also. We have called the method also. But can you see that method body is missing, which is the main part? So right now I'm going to write down the method body. And what is my criteria? Just try to understand. The criteria is that if person is less than of 18 years, then definitely that person is not eligible for loan. Yes or no? Clear? If person is less than of 18 years old, then it is not eligible because legally they are not entitled to avail any kind of loan until unless there is a guarantor, but we are not talking about guarantor. Second one, if age of, and second criteria I am writing that the age of borrower must be less than 65 years. Age of borrower must be less than 65 years at the time of full repayment. What is the mean of this clauses? So for example, let's say somebody who is actually of age 45, he is taking the loan of, let's say that 15 years. So at the time of complete repayment, his age will be 60, which is less than 65, no problem. Somebody whose age is right now 60-year-old and even he is applying for the loan tenure of 10 years. So at the time of repayment, age will be 70, which is not allowed. Now getting my point? What is the second point is? Yeah, second condition. So if I wanted to write down the case, first condition, if the age of person is less than 18, in this condition, definitely it will be directly good to return false. Yes or no? If age of person is less than 18, then it is directly good to return false because anyone who is less than 18 years of age, he is not eligible for loan. So age is not verified, we can say, or age is not okay. What is the second condition? The age of borrower must be less than 65 years at the time of full repayment. So simple case, let's say some people are again getting confused. Some people are getting confused. So I am repeating my words again. For example, one person whose age is, let's say that 45, he is taking the loan for 10 years. So at the time of complete repayment, his age will be 55 years. And what exactly criteria is saying? The age of borrower must be less than 65-year-olds at the time of full repayment. So definitely it's perfect. Yes or no? That person is eligible for loan on the behalf of age criteria. First case is clear. I was saying age 45, loan tenure, I am writing it's 10 year. So definitely we will say it's eligible because at the time of repayment, it's perfect. Second person, let's say somebody whose age is 58, loan tenure is 10 years. So at the time of repayment, age will be 68. In this condition, what we will say, not eligible. Now clear this is what condition is. So here, what is the criteria? The criteria is that the age plus whatever be the loan tenure is plus whatever be the loan tenure is. If this part is less than 65, then definitely we should return true. Otherwise, we should return false. Is that okay all? Some errors are there, but forget about the errors. I will correct them. The main thing is that, actually, this is what logic is. I will convert this into the lambda expression. It is a matter of 1 minute for me. But logic is clear to all. Logic is clear to all? Yes, it is. So if I'm writing the implementation using lambda expression, then so far I have not written the implementation. Now I'm writing the implementation. So if I wanted to write down the implementation using lambda expression, first thing is going to be age, and second thing is going to be loan tenure. Then definitely we need to write down the arrow operator, curly brace open, curly brace close, semicolon. Within this curly braces, I have to paste this, and this entire portion will be written here. Finally, will it be better to write down written L now? Okay, check please. Now okay, shall I proceed further? If any doubt, please write on chat. Okay, see, I'm assigning this entire expression into the variable L, and then I am returning L. So you will say, sir, why you are doing that hard work? Directly. You can write down something like this also. Yes or no? Please check. Can I say this? Perfect. So method is called, multiple different things are there. System.out.println. This system.out.println is just for a line separation. Alt Shift XJ. Please take a look at the output. First case, when age of the person is 14 years, false, not eligible. Second case, when age of the person is 34 years, loan tenure is 20 years, 34 plus 20, it is 54, no problem. Return true. Third case, system.out.println l.verify age 55, 20. In case of 55, 20, you can see that 55, 20, it's 75. No, not eligible. So answer is false. So overall, this is just a simple banking calculation, but main important part in the first case, when I was talking about the name demo is expecting object of a class that implement find full name interface. So you can see that we have provided implementation of find full name using lambda expression. So I can pass lambda expression as a parameter to a method also. Clear it is? Very first case clear to everyone? That's good. Into the second case, when I was talking to you about the second functional interface, that is loan eligibility by age. So you can see that for the check age method, the return type is loan eligibility by age. The loan eligibility by age, its implementation is again provided by a lambda expression. And because implementation is available using lambda expression, two options, I should assign it to some object, then return that object. Option number two, I can directly return it, nothing problem. Now clear how this is working? Yes, and conclude that it is Java's higher order functions. 100% okay. 100% okay. So this is what all about the lambda expression is. From the three examples, just one thing that you come across, lambda functions are nothing. They are used to provide implementation of functional interfaces. Point number one. If you wanted to provide the implementation of lambda expression, then just you need to write down the parameter, arrow operator. Within the curly braces, you need to mention body. Subjected to some condition, you can remove curly braces, you can remove return statement, you can remove data type for all cases, and you can remove parenthesis for parameter also. So overall, by looking at the three example, I hope that you all are finding this is comparatively very easier than using implements keyword or using anonymous inner class. Agree? Yes, if you understand this thing, then lambda function is very easy for you. Second thing, do the assignments. 100% do the assignments, because in case of assignment, we cannot say that you should take some credit that I will do it later. Okay. One scholar is asking, sir, please explain line number 15. In the line number 15, you can see that there is method available check age. And if I'm talking about the return type, then what should I explain, Mohammed Zaid? I'm not getting. In the line number 15, everyone, Is there any problem with the signature, method signature? Name of method is verify age. The method is not taking any parameter. The return type of a method is loan eligibility by age. In J8111, multiple times from a method, have you written object of a class? It was possibly day number 5 or 6 in J8111 when Faisal has told you how to return object of a class from a method and how to pass object of a class as a parameter. So same thing I am doing, Mohammed Zaid. You please go through the concept of J8111 again. You go through the concept of J8111 again. Okay. So this is one thing that actually we have done. Second number point, and one thing that I receive on chat, and I think this is common issue for all of you, and it will be good to answer. Point number one. Everybody, you are in the level 5 right now, because yesterday also I actually received some comment regarding the speed of the batch is so fast, etc., and almost it happened in every batch. But first of all, you are on the level number 5. So on the level number 5 student, is it reasonable to assume that you are very good to understand communication in English? Yes or no? Because CSBT is there, a lot of people are hard working on you. Yes, it is. Second number point, when you are a level 5 student, so definitely in the level 5, isn't it reasonable to assume that we are going to have a significant amount of code to cover or significant amount of syllabus to cover? That you will realize also. This is level 5, not level 1, level 2. In the level 5, amount of syllabus is definitely comparatively more. And you will find here also. Third number point. Can I assume that you all are very much comfortable with J8111? This is something question mark question. Okay. Third number point is clear. Fourth number point, those who have honestly watched the pre-class video of both days. Honestly, I'm not saying that just dekh liya, pata nahi kya hua. If you have watched it honestly, then definitely the things are easier for you. Yes or no? Those who have watched, I hope for them this discussion is comparatively better, because how many of you are watching pre-class? We do not have exact record. It's your moral responsibility to complete this thing. Third point, if I'm teaching so slow that I don't think that I have to, what will be the result? In this entire block, how many PSCs you are going to get? Only two PSCs. So shall I skip these PSCs and take lecture instead of that? Will you be agree with this? Friday is Good Friday off. Compensatory class on Saturday. First week, no PSC. Second week, 4 classes are there, then 1 PSC is there. If I am slow, then what is the option? The last option is to skip the PSC to cover the syllabus. Third week, there is, I think, some Idul Fitr. That's why due to it, Saturday is holiday. It is expected. Rest we will see, subjected to appearance of moon. Then in the 4th week, you are going to get PSC. Total, how many PSCs are there? Only 2 PSCs are there. If I'm very slow, then ultimately what will happen? Your PSCs will be skipped and I have to go for completion of the syllabus. Now clear what I wanted to say? At the level 5, I'm not expecting that you should be treated like kids. Overall, this is the pointer. Do the assignments, watch the pre-class videos, things will be clear for you. Well, so this example is also done. The same example is already available into your Notion notes also. And now we will talk about further interfaces, that is function interface, etc. But I think you people are already getting roasted. Session was slightly disturbed. So today I am giving you 3-minute extra break. See you at 1:05. Okay. Yeah. Recording in progress and closing this for screen. Now listen, further parts of this lecture. Anand, I think your mic is unmuted. Please check. Now I'm going to talk to you about some of the inbuilt functional interfaces. I'm going to talk to you about some of the inbuilt functional interfaces. All these inbuilt functional interfaces are actually defined in a common package, and the name of the package is actually referred as java.util.function package. Into the java.util.function package, I will talk about some of the functional interfaces to you. The very first functional interface is called predicate interface. See, when I'm saying that it is inbuilt, so definitely it is already defined in JVM itself. And what package it is? The name of the package is called java.util.function package. The name of the very first interface is called predicate interface. In the predicate interface, I'm writing angle bracket T. So definitely it's reasonable to say that, sir, it is working on generic type. Yes or no? Yes, it is. And it's a functional interface. So in the functional interface, how many abstract methods are there? Only one. The name of the method for the predicate interface is, the name of the method is Boolean is the return type. Name of the method is test, and it is accepting an object of type T. So can I say that predicate is an interface whose abstract method is accepting an object of type T, but it is returning an result in the form of Boolean? Because it is returning result in the form of Boolean, so it is reasonable to say that, sir, the predicate can be used to test some condition. Yes or no? Simple logic. So it will be good to take one example how this is working. So creating one more class. Name of the class that I am writing is functional, or you can say that inbuilt functional interface demo. In the inbuilt functional interface demo, I'm splitting the screen. The very first thing, I'm writing here main. Within the main, I'm talking here predicate. If I'm writing here predicate integer, so it's reasonable to say that, sir, this time the predicate is operable on the integer values. Yes or no? This time the predicate is applicable only on the integer values. So, okay. If I wanted to write down the implementation of this interface, then definitely to write down the implementation, if I'm talking about how many parameters are there, you will say, sir, only one parameter is there. What will be type of parameter? The type of parameter will be integer. And again, same rule that, sir, if there is only single parameter available, then in this condition, we can omit the parenthesis also. Apart from that, in case of lambda expression, we can omit the data type also. So just by looking at line number 7, this angle bracket value, is it reasonable to say that data type of variable I is integer? Yes or no? Simple logic. Then I'm writing here arrow operator. Within the arrow operator, for example, I just wanted to check whether the number is even or odd. So if you wanted to check whether the number is even or odd, for this thing, we need to write down here return. Into the return, I'm writing here if I modulus 2 equal to 0. I modulus 2 equal to 0. If this is the case, then you should return true. Otherwise, you should return false. Or simply, you can say like this, it will be good to write down directly return I modulus 2, because definitely the result of I modulus 2 is going to be 0 if it is even value, and 0 equal to 0 answer is true. Otherwise, the answer is false. Make sense, everybody? How to write down the implementation of a predicate? Verbal meaning of predicate refer to a confirmation or refer to an affirmation, or you can say it refer to a condition whose result is either going to be true or it is going to be false. Getting? Predicate refer to an expression whose result is either true or false. So one implementation is written. Now again you will say that, sir, if there is single body available, then why to use the parenthesis? I will say yes, we can remove the parenthesis. If there is single return keyword available, if there is single statement available, then we can omit the return keyword also. Yes, we can omit the return keyword also. So you can see that complete implementation is available just only into the one line. Complete implementation is available just only into the one line. So let me do one thing. I'm talking about a list. It is a list of integer. Into the list of integer, I'm writing here int list equal to, then talking about the class, the name of the class I am writing is arrays dot as list. Into the arrays dot as list, first value is 10, second value is 15, third value is 13, and fourth value is 20. Total 4 values are available there. Out of the 4 values, 2 values are odd, 2 values are even. And if I wanted to call the predicate, then definitely I can call the predicate very easily. See, I'm writing here for integer v colon int list. This time I think it's good to maximize this eclipse means sts. Then here I'm writing here, what is the name of object? Name of object is predicate int. What is the name of method? Name of method is test. What parameter we are passing? The parameter that we are passing is v. So can we say if this method is actually returning true, then it will be good to print even. Otherwise, it will be good to print odd. Make sense, everybody? How this is working? Please take a look at the output. It's even, odd, even, odd. So simple. You can print somewhat like this also. Oh, something I made mistake, because this part has to be within the parenthesis. No, okay. Alt Shift XJ. So can you see, for 10 it is printing even, for 15 it is printing odd, for 13 it is printing odd, and for 20 it is printing even. Similarly, if you wanted to apply the same thing on the string also, then definitely you can apply also. So you can see the example. For example, I'm talking about list of string. Here I'm talking about the name list. Some names I'm writing here. For example, one name I'm writing is Rohit. One name that I'm writing is Vikas. One name, for example, let's say I'm writing is Sakshi. One name, for example, let's say I'm writing some Vinay or Vinayak will be good to write down. Now, what is my criteria? I wanted to find out name of all scholars whose length of name is more than 5. Whose length of name is more than 5. So in this condition, definitely what is the criteria? The criteria is that if the name of length is more than 5, then predicate should return true. Otherwise, it should be false. Yes or no? Simple logic. So if I'm writing here predicate, so I'm writing here predicate. In the predicate, I'm talking about the string type. Then I'm writing here name predicate. You can give any name to the object equal to. This time, if I'm talking about S, then isn't it reasonable to say that the data type of S is going to be of string type? Yes or no? Simple logic. So can I say this time that if S dot length is more than 5, then in this condition it will return true. Otherwise, the answer is going to be false. Otherwise, the answer is going to be false. So again, if I wanted to print those names, then definitely based on the predicate, you can print, otherwise you can skip. So again, I'm writing this for loop. Into this for loop, I'm going to this time work on the string. Here I'm writing name S, and it is going to be my name list. While writing the name list, again, just a simple logic you can write down. If bracket open, name predicate dot test. If it is returning true, so in this condition, you should print the value of variable name. Otherwise, just skip. And better to put a line separator, Alt Shift X J. Please take a look. All the names that I'm having, they are having length more than 5. Yes or no? So regarding the predicate, one apprehension is very clear that predicates are actually a special functional interface that are used to return answer in the terms of true or false. This is the very basic logic that we are having. Just for the sake of your confirmation, directly I am talking about that is predicate interface in Java 8. I am just showing you the documentation for the verification that yes, this is something that is inbuilt. So can you see interface predicate, type T, name of the package is java.util.function. And if I'm talking about the method, then there is only one abstract method available. The name of the abstract method is Boolean test. Verified? Yes or no? that this is something inbuilt. Yes, double check, as like all Indians may be possible. Actually, I am Indian and I'm teaching Indian students, so there is nothing wrong in double check. Okay, next number point. Next number point. There is one special purpose also available. See, if I'm talking about collection hierarchy, then regarding the collection hierarchy, one thing that we all know, there is iterable interface available. Below the iterable, there is collection. Below the collection, there is list, set, and queue. Three different interfaces are available. Where exactly the predicate is useful by Java itself, that is what I'm showing you. So first of all, I'm talking about collection interface in Control T. I'm talking about collection interface. Directly open the nodes. Into the collection interface, I'm talking about one method. The name of the method is called remove if method. First of all, it's a default method. So definitely for the default method, I do not have to write down the body because body is already available. Second number point, if I'm talking about the parameter, if I'm talking about the return type is Boolean. But if I'm talking about the parameter, then can you see that in the predicate, it is in the parameter, it is accepting a predicate as a parameter. If I'm talking about the method description, it removes all the elements from this collection that satisfy the given predicate. Error or runtime exception thrown during iteration or by the predicate are relayed on the caller. Second line is not useful, but particularly if I'm talking about only this first line, then by looking at this first line, it is easy to say that from a list, from a set, or from a queue, if I wanted to remove some element based on a condition, then I can use this method. Yes or no? Perfect it is. So let's say that if I'm talking about the student, so for the student, we know it very well that it's a Masai's rule that minimum marks are required to be 55% or 60%. Initially, let's say I'm assuming it is 55%. So for example, let's say I'm having a list of students. From the list of student, I wanted to remove all those students whose marks are less than 55. For this thing, can I use this remove if method? Perfect. Shall I take one example? It will be combination of user defined data type as well as of remove if method. Good one. Okay. Continuing into the same direction. System.out.println. So again, I have to create a list of student first, and see everybody, I am slightly lazy and copy paste is also available for me. So if I take this thing, I think there should be no objection in anyone's mind. Yes or no? If I copy this thing. Now, I wanted to write down the definition of predicate, and definitely to write down the definition of predicate this time. The predicate will be applicable on the student object, and I'm writing here, let's say that student PRED equal to. If we are talking about the data type of ST, then definitely the data type of ST is going to be student. Yes, it is. What is the criteria? The criteria is that percentage of student. If it is less than 55, then it should be removed. So in this condition, if I'm writing st dot get marks less than 55.00, it's an implementation of predicate. Just focus on the line number 38. In the line number 38, I have implemented a predicate for a student. The predicate for this student is going to return true if the percentage of student is less than 55.00. Yes or no? Correct it is. Now come back to the documentation and read the highlighted line. Remove all of the elements of this collection that satisfy the given predicate. So definitely, can I say that this predicate, if I am using with remove if method, then it will automatically remove all the scholars whose percentage is less than 55.0. Clear or not? 100% clear? Yes, it is. So once, actually, just for the sake of your comfort, so I was talking about this method, and behavior of this method is already written here. Behavior of this method is already written here. So this time for the student list, I'm calling the remove if method. You can see remove if method is there. Into the remove if method, I'm passing this student predicate. Just for the sake of your confirmation, first thing, how many scholars will be eliminated? That scholar CDE, it will be eliminated. Second scholar, that is DEF, it will also be eliminated. So if I'm comparing the size of the list before applying the remove if method and after applying the remove if method, then definitely there will be difference of 2 scholars. Yes or no? Can I say this thing? So if I'm talking about before filter or before remove if I'm talking about the total elements, then definitely the total elements is going to be uh, student list dot size. Second number also, you can see that after remove if we are talking about the total elements, then definitely size should be 3. Let us check, and you can see the output. It's working perfect. Yes, it is. And even if I wanted to print the list also, then definitely I can print the student list also there. Is that okay? Please check. Student roll number 1 percentage 56.56, student roll number 2 65.65, student roll number 5 57.84. So predicate is an inbuilt interface, and user of the predicate interface is already available to us. That is called remove if method. So similarly, you can use predicate something for the filtration. You can use predicate to print some selective detail, etc., etc. Lot of options are available for you. Is that clear? Yes or no? Shall I proceed for next? I think 3 examples we have taken, and this is sufficient for you. That's good. That's good. Now I'm going to talk to you about next inbuilt interface. The name of the next inbuilt interface is called consumer interface. Again, let me come back to the notepad. The next interface is called consumer interface. Again, it is working on the generic. See, the name is consumer. A consumer is going to consume, definitely. And if I'm talking about return value, so consumer never actually return anything. So return type for the consumer method is void. Name of the method is accept, and again it is accepting an object of type T. Consumer, something consumed, that's all. Nothing is going to be written there. Predicate, an object is there. Based on a certain condition, it will give you result either true or false. So consumer is going to actually consume the object. This is what actually we can say. Shall I take one example of consumer, 1 or 2 example, then we will do other things also. Yes, it is. Okay. Coming back to STS, and this is an example of inbuilt functions are available here. Okay, so system.out.println, this is just a new line, and for some time only, I wanted to make this portion comment. Otherwise, it will actually completely, you can say that, mix up into your mind also. I do not want this stuff. So let's say I'm writing one implementation of consumer. Let's say that this consumer is working on string. This consumer is working on a string. I'm writing C equal to S arrow. Again, you will see the data type of S is string. And here I'm writing system.out.println. And here I'm writing S dot to uppercase. So can you see that I have written a consumer implementation such that the consumer implementation is taking a string object as a parameter, and it is working, and it is actually printing the string object into the capital letter. Yes, it is. Using the C, for example, let's say I am calling the apply method. When I'm calling the accept method. Into the accept method, first, for example, let's say I'm writing the name, it's Vikas. Then let's say that I'm writing the name, it is Ratik. Alt Shift X J. Can you see the output? Consumer is consuming your object. It is not returning you anything. Yes or no? Consumer is actually consuming your object, but it is not returning anything. This is what exactly the meaning is. This is what exactly the meaning is. You can do other operations also. You can do other operations also. What can be the other operations? For example, let's say that I'm telling you we are having, let's say I'm telling you the next example. The next example is, for example, you are having, let's say that date component. From the date component, we wanted to print only day part. For example, let's say I'm talking about date of today. The date of today is 5th April 2023. I wanted to print what? Only 5. That is the day of the month. Getting my point? Yes, it is. What is input? Input is object of a local date. What I wanted to print? I wanted to print only the day number. I wanted to print only the day number. So again, I am going to write down a consumer. In the consumer, definitely this is going to work on the local date. Thereafter, I'm writing here C2, let's say I'm writing equal to. If I'm talking about the LD, then definitely the data type of LD is going to be local date. System.out.println. In the local date, there is a method available that is get day of month. That is get day of month. Using the C2, then I am calling the accept method. And while calling the accept method, let's say I am writing local date dot now. So definitely this is first fifth day. Similarly, if I'm talking about the local date dot parse method, here I'm writing 1947-08-15. Alt shift xj. Can you see the output? I am able to print only the date portion. Implementation of consumer is clear for all. Simple logic. It is going to accept one parameter, but it is going to return nothing. Normally, it is used for printing application. Normally, it is used for printing application. Shall I take one more example with the user-defined data type? Yes, it is. And like we have seen the use of predicate, for inbuilt method, can we use the same here also? Yes, we can use. There is no problem. And how to use this thing for this thing? First of all, again, I'm coming back to Google Chrome, and into the Google Chrome. I'm talking about next interface, the name of the interface. You know it very well, I think. Who is the parent interface of collection? It is iterable. If I'm clicking on iterable, then into the iterable, can you see there is a method available? The name of the method is called for each method. And take a look at parameter. It is accepting a consumer. Yes or no? Yes, it is. It is accepting a consumer. When it is accepting a consumer as a parameter, so what exactly it is doing? Take a look at this documentation very, very carefully. It performed the given action for each element of the iterable until all elements are processed. Read this line carefully. Performs the given action for each element of the iterable. So when I'm talking about iterable, can I talk about list, queue, and set? Yes or no? If I am using the word iterable, then iterable is all about list, set, and queue. Simple logic, collection hierarchy, remember? Yes, it is. So on every element of list or set or queue, whatever action I have written in the consumer, it will be applied. Make sense? Whatever be the body I have written for the accept method, it will be applied on every element of calling iterable object. Better to take one example. What is the name of the method? So you can see the name of the method is this one. What is the description? The description is it perform the given action on each element of the iterable until all elements are processed. Okay, second thing is done. Can you see the default implementation? Focus on this code. One by one. Can I say that calling object is going to be of any iterable? Yes or no? The method is of iterable interface, so definitely calling object is going to be of any iterable or its implementing class. Make sense? Well, listen everyone. Okay, I think you might not be comfortable with the hierarchy. Iterable interface is there. Below the iterable interface, there is collection interface available. Below the collection interface, there is one interface available, list. And if I'm talking about the implementation, then one class is available called ArrayList class. And one more thing is available that is called linked list class. Remember this hierarchy? Everyone, Vector is there, stack is there, forget about them. But I hope this hierarchy is something you have already covered properly. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So simple question, my dear scholars, I am asking you. If I wanted to call any method of the iterable interface, then definitely to call any method of the iterable interface, I need either object of array list or of the linked list or of the hash set or of the linked hash set or of the tree set. Yes or no? Getting or not? All these classes you have discussed? All these classes you have discussed? If I wanted to call method of an interface, then definitely to call the method of an interface, I need to use object of implementing class. This rule is known to you or not? Very less responses. What happened, batch? What you have done in J111? Simple logic. If you wanted to call the object, if you wanted to call the method of an interface, then definitely you need object of implementing class. Common logic. Accordingly, if I wanted to call the method of iterable interface, then definitely to call the method of the iterable interface, I need object of implementing class. Yes. What are the implementing classes? There is no direct implementing class for iterable. There is no direct implementing class for collection. There is implementing class available for list interface, implementing class available for set interface, implementing class available for queue interface. So definitely any of the implementing class, whether it is array list, it is linked list, it is hash set, it is linked hash set, it is tree set, or it is priority queue, using them, can I call any method of iterable? Now is it okay? Thank God. So can I say that all these classes are actually iterable? Yes, it is. If all these classes are iterable, then using them, definitely I am going to call. So for example, if I'm writing here, let's say that list, and the list is for, let's say I'm writing a string, list equal to new, and then again I am writing here array list. Okay. Using this array list, can I call the for each method? Yes, you can call the for each method. Is it okay? Yes, it is. So who is the calling object for each method? The calling object for the for each method is list, and the calling object is pointed by this keyword. Remember this logic? Whatever be the calling object of a method, the calling object of the method is pointed by this keyword. Is it okay? So according to this principle, when I am writing default implementation, so when talking about the default implementation, can I say that this keyword is referring to the list, that is the calling object? Is it okay? So again, if I'm talking about, then definitely on the every element of the list, the accept method will be called. Yes or no? Now clear what I'm telling you? Thank God. So listen. Now the for each method, whatever be your calling object is, on this calling object, your for each method is called. On every element of the calling object, the accept method will be applied. This is the simple logic that actually you wanted to cross check. So for example, I am having a list of student. Listen very, very carefully. For example, I am having a list of student. And if I wanted to print only name and marks of the student, can I do the same job using consumer interface? Answer is yes. Shall I write down implementation? Yes, it is. So for the sake of time saving, list is available for us. Name of the list is called student list. Name of the list is called student list. On the student list, what method I am calling? For each method I am calling. Consumer implementation, I have to write down. So I am writing consumer implementation for you. On this consumer student, let's say I am writing SC, or it will be good to write down CS, consumer for student, equal to. This time, if I'm asking you what is the data type for parameter ST, what you will answer? Write on chat. What is the data type for parameter ST? Write on chat. I want answer from everyone. Only 6 or 7 responses. That's good. Data type is actually student. Data type is actually student. What happened, Mr. Yogesh? So ST is there, and definitely using this ST, can I call the get name method? Yes, I can call the get name method. Similarly, using this ST, can I call the get marks method? Yes, I can call the get marks method also. No problem, no problem, no problem. If I wanted to format this, then definitely I can format this also. For example, how I am formatting, just try to understand. How I am formatting, just try to understand. I am writing the student, somebody has scored plus something plus marks. So can you see this implementation is saying, for example, the student Rahul has scored 53.49 marks. Yes or no? If I'm talking about this string, then this string is giving you the student Rahul has scored 53.49 marks. For example, let it is. Right now, it is giving error, and definitely it is obvious reason. If I'm talking about the current implementation, line number 59, isn't it look like that this method is returning a string value? Yes, it is, and definitely returning is not allowed because I'm talking about implementation of consumer. So when I'm talking about the implementation of consumer, so this time, can I use system.out.println? Yes, I can use system.out.println. The system.out.println actually written nothing. Consumer implementation is written. The same consumer implementation I'm writing here. The same consumer implementation I am writing here. Take a look at the output, then I will write down the detailed explanation also. Output is clear. The student ABC has scored 56.56 marks. The student BCD has scored 65.65 marks. Yes, it is. If I'm talking about the actual story, then definitely what exactly the actual story is, just try to understand. I'm writing here with example. Calling object is student list. Yes, it is. So internally, you can say that this is going to be converted something like this. Yes, it is. And internally, whatever be your consumer is, let's say it is CS. For this CS, accept method will be called. And for this accept method, the ST will be passed as a parameter. Now check, please. Both lines are 100% same. So how the things are working internally, I hope this is clear for you. Yes, it is. So this is what your consumer interface is. So two inbuilt functional interfaces I have discussed to you. The very first functional interface is predicate. Second functional interface that we have discussed is called consumer interface. They are used by the system itself. Example I have already told you. Among the two, if you are having any doubt, then please ask. Otherwise, I will go for the third. Yet I have already written sufficient examples, but still. That's good. That's good. Well, so one scholar is writing that, sir, for each is also available in JavaScript and it is copied in Java. Well, so listen everyone, one interesting fact it is that I wanted to tell you. Actually, the point is that you don't know who is father in this condition. The doubt is, got it? For each is also in JavaScript. Again, they copied. So try to understand. Actually, Java was invented in year 1991 with the original name that is Oak. Then in the 1995, particularly in the, you can say that somewhat in the month of July, Java was launched. And when Java was launched, immediately it became extremely popular, very much like Sholay in Bollywood. It becomes extremely popular. And once it became extremely popular, then there was a existing language. The name of the language was LiveScript. Particularly in the month of somewhat October, November, the LiveScript was renamed to JavaScript. So I hope with the story, you, I think, better come to know that who is father in this case and who copied what. Yeah. Don't you think it is very much like if you have listen, what happened? Screen sharing is stopped suddenly. Host has disabled screen sharing. Please make me host again, Anand. I think by mistake you have taken it back. Mhm. Yeah, now it's okay. Okay, well. Now talking about the third case. Now I'm talking about the third case or the third type of interface. The third type of interface is available. The name of the third type of interface is called supplier interface. The name of third type of interface is called supplier interface. See, it is just opposite to consumer. It is just opposite to consumer. Consumer is actually accepting one object but returning you nothing. Consumer is accepting an object but actually it return you nothing. On the other hand, if I'm talking about the supplier, then supplier is having one method. The name of the method is get method. Number of parameter is 0, but it is giving you an object of type T. Now please compare consumer and supplier and you will find that they are just opposite. Consumer is accepting one object, but it returns you nothing. Supplier is not accepting anything, but it returns you an object. Getting how they are opposite? Shall I proceed? Take example. So, for example, everybody, let's say I'm talking about supplier, and let's say the supplier is going to give you a random number Z. I'm giving you one example. The example is that I am going to, let's say that generate 10 integer numbers and I wanted to assign them in the list. Getting my objective? Generate 10 random integer numbers and definitely store them in the list. Objective is clear. So for this thing, first thing that I need to create is definitely it will be good to create a list of integer and I'm calling it random list equal to new. Definitely this is array list. Into the array list, now I'm writing one more thing. I'm writing the implementation of supplier. What value it is going to return? It is going to return me value of type integer. SUPP. How many parameters are there in supplier? How many parameters are there in supplier? That's good. There is no parameter. Number of parameter is 0. Because number of parameter is 0, so I have to use parenthesis with no value. Is that clear? Now listen. I think you have already taught in JA 111 about this method, mat.random. Yes or no? Yes, it is. If I'm talking about mat.random, then it is actually generating value that is more than or equal to 0.0, but definitely less than 1.0. I hope that you understand what is the mathematical meaning of square bracket and parenthesis. Square bracket says more than or equal to, but parenthesis says not equal to means more than or less than, but not equal to. So mat.random is going to generate a value that is more than or equal to 0.0, but less than 1. Is that clear? If you are calling mat.random, then you are getting 0 point some value such that this some value is going up to 15 digits. This value is going from 0 point something to 15 digit. This kind of number you are going to get. I wanted to convert this number into integer. So better to multiply this number with? Better to multiply this number with 10. Yes or no? Because I wanted to get integer part, so shall I multiply this number with 10? Yes, it is. Even after multiplying with this number with 10, then it is going to be 10 point something. And when it is turning 10 point something, then finally, will it be a good decision to do the rounding? Remember? If I, after multiplying, definitely the value is going to be, the value is going to be 1 point something. And let's say that if I apply rounding on the same, then the value will be 2. Now clear? Similarly, if you wanted to generate the 2-digit number, then better to multiply the same number by 100. Better to multiply that number by 100. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So now there are less chances. Similarly, if I multiplied by the same number by let's say 1000, again chances will be less. So I hope the algorithm is clear how we can generate the random numbers. Yes or no? Yes, it is. That's good. So what to do? Mat.random multiply by the same thing with 100. Then whatever be the result you are having, apply rounding on the same. If you apply rounding on the same, then definitely the rounded value here is going to be of the long data type. And to convert the long value to the integer data type, there is nothing wrong in doing the type casting. There is nothing wrong in doing the type casting. Is that okay, everybody? Please check how I have written the implementation. Perfect. That's it. So one implementation of supplier is clear here. Okay. Now I wanted to add, let's say that 10 elements I wanted to add to the random list. So to add the 10 elements to the random list, I am writing for integer I equal to 0, I should less than 10, semicolon I plus plus, bracket open. Then I'm writing random list dot add. After writing random list dot add, then we are writing supplier dot get method. I'm calling for the 10 time. Finally, I'm coming out system.out.println, and then I wanted to print this random list to check what exactly value it is generating. Alt Shift X J, please check. Are you able to spot all the random values? Yes, it is. So mainly supplier is having a lot of purposes. I'm not saying that every purpose I'm going to discuss you today, because tomorrow we will talk about stream API. In the stream API also you will find the same. But overall, everybody, consumer consume something but return nothing. Supplier says that I am just opposite. I will not accept anything, but I will return you some value. So whenever you wanted to generate some random number, whenever you wanted to generate a random sequence, whenever you wanted to select an arbitrary character from a string, then definitely you can use the same. Clear it is? Very much like if I'm talking about the dice game. In the dice game, what will be answer? The answer is going to be any random value from 1 to 6. So the same thing can be implemented using supplier. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Similarly, if you are talking about, let's say 2 dices are there, so you need to generate any number from 1 to 12. No problem. You need to generate any number from 1 to 12. So this is what exactly your supplier is. Shall I move to the next interface, the final interface? Yes, it is. That's good. The next and the final interface, the name of interface itself is function. Repeating again, the name of the function itself is function. It is function functional interface. In the function functional interface, 2 parameters you need to mention. The first parameter is t and the second parameter is r. It is having only one method. The name of the method is called the apply method. The apply method actually take a object of type t, but actually it return a value of type r. The apply method actually take a value of type t, but it return a value of type r. So this time, can I say that it is accepting a parameter of type 1, but it is returning a value of some type 2? Yes or no? Clear or not? Both are generic types. T is also generic type, R is also generic type. Whenever you are going to mention values, you will. So I'm taking one very simple example. If you are getting confused, I'm taking very simple example. The simple example is, for example, let's say I am having a list of students. From the list of students, I am having a list of students is what I am having. In the list of student, if I'm talking about each object, then definitely each object is going to be of student type. From the student, I wanted to take only one thing, that is name. I am having a student object. From the student object, I wanted to find out name only. For this thing, can I use function interface? Yes, it is. Yes. Perfect. Again, I am speaking. And I am writing. We need to find name from student. What I need to find? Only name from a student. So this time, if I'm talking about the value of t, then definitely value of parameter t is going to be of the student type. But if I'm talking about value of parameter name, it is going to be of string type. Can I say this thing? Please check. That's good. So how to write down the implementation? I'm writing here function, hitting enter. And the first parameter is going to be of type student. The second parameter is going to be of type string. Then I'm writing here fn equal to. This time, everybody, you can see in the apply method, there is only one parameter available. And if I'm giving the parameter name st, so would you love to tell me what is the data type of st? Option number one, it is the student. Option number two, it is string. Please type your answer. Option number one, it is a student. Option number two, it is string. Yes, it is. Arrow, curly braces open, this one. And here, everyone, can I write down something that is return as dot, return st dot get name? Can I write down this? Yes or no? So it is simple conversion of a student object, or from the student object, we are converting into the string or simple name. And definitely because everything is available into a single line. So because everything is available into a single line, so definitely you can call get name method. It is perfectly no problem. Second part. Now what I'm doing, again, I am having list of students available with me. When list of students is available with me, then definitely again, I can iterate the loop and I can get the list also. No for each. No for each. Do not pass for each. One scholar is writing that, sir, use the for each method. So my dear scholar, the parameter that you are writing into the for each, it is a consumer or it is a function? It takes consumer only. So how you can pass a function here? Do not do this. Do not do this. So simple, I am writing for student s colon student list, curly braces open. Then I'm writing here s dot, then I'm writing here for the same student object, or let's say that, yeah, what I need to do for the same function fn, I need to call the apply method. Into the apply method, I need to pass s, and definitely this is going to give me name only. Let me try Alt Shift X J. So can you see all the names are printed here? Can you see all the names are printed here? Yes, it is. Very simple logic. Very simple logic. Shall I show you? Well, it's okay. It's 57 already, so no need to discuss too much about the same. Well, final few words. They are not related to Java, but conveying you. First of all, everyone, assignments are uploaded on regular basis. Please make sure to do all the assignments 100%. This is point number one. Then I'm talking about the point number two. The point number two is your concept explainer summations are being tracked, and actually often it happens that record is not very much impressive. So you all are requested to submit the concept explainer as well as assignments on time. This is one request to you. Second number point, regarding your evaluation, many of you are so much confused what will be the evaluation type, etc, etc. Yesterday your IS stand-up did not happen. Today possibly it will happen, but so far schedule is not clear to me. I have to talk, but from tomorrow definitely it will be there. Whatever be your evaluation pattern will be, etc, etc, all things will be conveyed to you on time, don't worry. But the key for the evaluation is your assignments. If you are not doing assignment, then definitely please do not be in any apprehension that you will be able to clear evaluation. Not at all, no chance. It's okay. If I'm getting some issues, some responses, then I can try to adjust the deadline of the assignment, but definitely adjustment is going to be only for by 1 day, but not more than. But please do not ask for entire sprint. It is not possible. It is not possible. If you are working hard but you are facing difficulty, then we can extend the deadline. Otherwise there is no logic. Otherwise there is no logic, because after extending the deadline, even we are getting no submissions, then definitely it's illogical. Assignments are given to you on daily basis. Your assignment is available on LMS. Please go there. The assignment is available on LMS. Please go there. No problem. Okay, everybody. Anything else that you wanted to ask? Tomorrow, we are going to continue with one more example of the function interface. And after writing one more example of the function interface, tomorrow we will discuss about method reference and stream API. Don't worry, everything will be completed almost on time. No need to take tension. Overall, this is the point. Okay, everybody. Assignment is given on daily basis. Assignment is available on LMS platform. Okay. And stream API does not have any concern with the file system. Stream API does not have any concern with the file system. No need to brush up file system. Okay, everybody. Go to the LMS platform, fill the feedback form, and you are free to leave the meeting. You are free to leave the meeting, no problem. Refer to the example that is available on the Notion notes. More or less they are same. More or less they are same.